And welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Friday, April the 15th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. It is a free room. I share my screen all day long, and I'm on the mic live between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time now. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link to use. And to get a great discount, you can use the code HOLLY13. That's HOLLY, all capital letters. Holly13. That code is good until 11:30 tonight Eastern Daylight Time, and tonight being Friday night. Okay? All right. Well, listen. First of all, I have some work happening in the background, so some floor hammering, etc. So a bit of a slow day for me, though. Look, very, very profitable. GBSN. We're all watching it in the pre-market. Here's where it closed yesterday, 273. It got as high as about almost $5 in the pre-market. Now, this is one that had a 35-to-1 reverse split a while back. Let me just quickly show you the daily chart, and you're going to see this, what a day this was. I mean, obviously, here's where it closed, 551. The next day hit a high of 1155, and just absolute madness. Tried to come back the next day after that, and then it's had the long fall. But today again, it's had its pop, and most of us in the room were able to take advantage of it. And again, mainly because if you I'm in the room, open the room at about 8:45 every day, and that's when we do our pre-market work for about 45 minutes. So of course we all saw this one. So my plan, and as I said into the room, I had an alert. You see these little green dotted lines here? They were orange at one point, but I had an alert set for $5. I was obviously interested to see what would happen. Let me get a 5-minute chart, to show it a little bit better. So here's $5. And let's see, first it did pop over. So here's the initial 5-minute candle. Notice that it did pop over 5, and then it came back down. Here's where it closed, 487. So I waited. A lot of times that's what I do. I like to wait for a second break of a whole number. And, especially something that's this volatile and early. Typically, I don't like to take the trades this early, but this looked kind of too juicy to miss. So again, I waited for the second break of 5, and I got into the trade right here. So it wasn't on the break of 5. But I wanted to make sure that it was going to hold, and it looked like it was. So I took the trade right here at 518. And look at this candle. I mean, it went all the way up here. I took some out along the way at 550, 563, and 570. And on this candle, I missed the big pop over 6. I was really hoping, of course, for a surge over. As it came back down, I got rid of the rest of my trade at 570. And in essence, my day was done. I mean, my day was done. Now, one of the things is Holly had 6 strategies today. As we speak, and the time is 2:15. We've only had 6 alerts all day long for Holly. However, even on a day in which the market has been kind of what I call blah, I mean, it's down a little bit, it's been up just a little bit, down most of the day though, Holly has found a way to be positive on the day to the tune of 40 cents. I mean, it's not fabulous, but listen, we're going against the overall market, and the overall market is down and we are up. And one of the trades, and I did end up scalping this one, I did not get into it on the Holly trade or on the Holly alert. The alert actually was at 8.25. You see it right here at $8.25. And I mean, this was there was some news, obviously some excitement, and now it's still ramping up. So the alert came at 8:25. Now you might say, well, why didn't it alert earlier? Well, certain filters still have to be met, and by this time the filters weren't met, but right here they were. And you might say, well, it's way too late. It's gone from 6:29 to 8:25. But look what it did. Got all the way up to 10.16. So I mean, basically another $2. So $2 here to here, and another $2. Now the interesting thing about the way Holly handles is that sort of a trade is that this was a strategy that actually we had a profit target of 4%. And so Holly got stopped out of the trade on the positive side once it hit 4%. That does not mean, and the exit price was What was the price? Just one second. 858. So we got out. Holly exited the trade at 858 only because we have a lot of. No, this is a dramatic situation that kept going. Now again, it doesn't mean just because Holly got out of the trade at 858 that you had to, because look what happened. Now I got in around this area and I just kind of I scalped it. I mean, to be honest, about 30 or 40 cents. But the bottom line is this, though, is that one of the things that we found is that we could get into a trade. Holly could say to get into the trade at 825, all right? And let's just say we had a 60-minute hold period on it, because most of the time there's also there's always a time stop also. But a lot of our trades now have got a profit target and also the time stop, as well as an absolute stop if the trade went against you. So what was happening a lot of times is that, we'd see a situation like this where the stock would zoom up, and maybe this was supposed to be a 60-minute hold, and then it would come all the way back down. So, from Holly's point of view, maybe the trade lost money. Maybe you actually got stopped out if it went down to the stop price, or you didn't make as much as really a human would make. So this is all I'm trying to say, is that this is why we have a profit targets on most of our trades right now, in order to ensure that Holly, if the stock does move in a great way, that we lock in that profit. Because remember what Holly's doing; it's closing out the trades at the end by the end of the day. We're not holding anything, and this is how we can tell how well we're doing against the SPY, the overall SPY, and we're doing really, really well against it. So anyway, that is the trade. A lot of people took that trade. And the only other trade that I took, I did take a little trade on Hun, but very, very, very minor. The only other trade that I took that unfortunately did not work out, but we watched this one in the pre-market again. This was one of the only earnings plays that I saw, and it looked pretty good. It looked like it was holding $20 for the longest time, and I ended up taking the trade at $20.11, right around here. Popped up a little bit, but then as it started coming down, and the SPY, let's see if I can bring the SPY up. See, the SPY was moving down. One of the reasons I didn't mind this so much is that, oh, I see what's happened. Okay, let me just get rid of the symbol linking here. So I'll bring back NC again. And not NC, sorry, Infi. I was wondering, hey, that doesn't look right. So again, here was all this consolidation. So around this time right here, just before this happened, around this time right here, the SPY was doing something like this. I know I have the different time frames. So the SPY was basically moving down quite severely. So I was watching this and thought, well, you know what? I mean, this is really contrary to what the market's doing. So it seemed like a pretty decent hold. But the minute this started happening, I said, that's it. I'm not going to try to fight the overall SPY trend. And so I exited the trade at 2006. So I took a 5-cent loss on the trade. And somebody said this is actually not bad for a video. I mean, what I try to do, in fact, I took this trade, believe it or not, hoping that while I was doing the video, I'm a little late today doing the video, but while I was going to do the video, I'd be in a trade. And but somebody said, you know what, this is not a bad trade to show in the video, to show how I kind of manage trades. And I'm not saying that everybody should do the same thing. Probably should have waited for the 20 break. But I just looked at the overall market. It just kept moving down, and yes, it held, but I thought, okay, finally this one is going to capitulate and act like the overall market too. So why fight the trend? Just get out, take a small loss, move on. Had this reversed almost immediately, I could have always got back in. So that's just the way I handle my trades. Again, I'm not suggesting that everybody handles trades exactly that way, but that's what I do, and for me, it is successful. All right, so that's it for today. Now, next week, I'm anticipating that we're going to have quite a bit of activity in the option plays window. If you've been following my videos, you know that I really like this particular window. This week we had less than 80 stocks releasing earnings. Next week we have 500. So earnings season is will be really in full swing to starting Monday. I don't know how many we're going to have on Monday, but certainly for the week we'll have 500, and then the following week it'll be more and more and more. So for the next month and a half, we should have some pretty exciting activity. I'm anticipating that Holly also will be very active, but this particular window should be very active too. So anyway, one more time, this is how to get into the room, a free trading room. The Omnovia platform is great. I share my screen all day long, so you can see the setups that we're all looking at. We have a lot of great traders in the room, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. And again, if you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link to use. And the promo code is Holly, HOLLY, the number 13, Holly, all in caps. Holly13, and that promo code is good until Friday night at 11:30 tonight Eastern Daylight Time. So thanks very much for listening, and get geared up for earnings season next week. We'll see you in the trading room on Monday. Bye-bye.